All right, you guys listen really close. I'm going to go over some really important information with you today. Please watch on your screen while we're doing this Google Meet. I'm recording it, and I will put it on Google Classroom for you later on today. Even if you are in Intro to Cybersecurity, this same Google Meet will have the same information for you. You'll just do this on your own Cybersecurity tab. All right, we're going to start by taking a look at Classwork. There are videos here at the top. This video will be posted above the one that says All About Me. The daily check-in form, make sure that you are doing that every day. All right. The reason that we're going to go over these things today is this. I spent a lot of time putting in grades, and I ended up putting in a whole lot of missing grades. I've given you 5 days last week, and this is day 2 of this week to get things done. Even if you had never touched a single assignment in here, you should at the very least have had all of your reflections turned in. We're talking about 3 sentences each. That's not very much work. And then all of the other things were fairly straightforward and to the point. So here is what I'm thinking. I believe that you are doing the work. At least I want to believe you're using the time and you're doing the work. But I also believe that some of you are just not turning it in. You know, when you do a paper assignment, if you finish it, that's great. But if you don't turn it into your teacher, they can't grade it and they can't give you the grade on it. It works the same way electronically. If you don't turn in the assignment, I can't grade it. And then if I can't grade it, you end up not having a grade. And when you don't have a grade, that turns into a 0. Now, in this case, I was very generous. I put 0s in Google Classroom, but in PowerSchool, I put 50s. So for every 50 you see in PowerSchool, keep in mind, that should have been a 0. I am trying to extend some grace and mercy to you. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to go over how to do an assignment and how to turn it in, just to make sure, because some of you are doing the work and then you're not turning it in. And some of you are turning in the work or saying that you did it, but you're not actually turning in the work. You know, that works both ways. We got to make sure that you do the assignment and you turn it in. All right, the only assignments you need to be concerned about are these ones, assignments due for marking period 1. You need to make sure that you click view more because it only shows a few at a time until you can see all of them through reflection 1, beautiful. All of these are dated for August and September. There is nothing dated for October. If you see an assignment that has a due date for October, don't worry about that one right now. Only these. And yes, it's a lot of work. But keep in mind that 25 of them are reflections. And this is 9 weeks worth of work. So yes, there's a lot of assignments there. All right, the survey. I believe that more of you did the survey than what got grades for it. I believe what you did was you did the survey and you expected me to go check the survey and put your grade in, and that's not how it works. I have 180 people to put grades in for. Can you imagine how long it would take me to have to look at that list and then go back and look at that and go back and look at that and go back 180 times for every single grade? It would take forever. This is why I tell you, when you have an assignment like this, says when you have finished, mark this assignment as done and turn it in. If you don't turn it in, I don't know that you did it. So if you have a 0 on this, you're going to have to redo this because I'm not going to look back in the top part of the list. I'm only going to look from here on. The cyberbullying word art, it's the same type of assignment. You have to finish it. Then you have to come back to here and say, I completed the assignment and mark it as done. But I need to know that you did it, because I'm not going to go check and then compare. Oh, well, they just didn't turn it in. No, same principle. You do a paper assignment, but you don't turn it in, it doesn't get graded. Same thing right here. You have to turn it in. All right. A reflection. We're going to look at this one right here. It gives you instructions. It shows you what you're writing about that you can look at. Now, mine is going to look different than yours because I have a teacher's account. I don't have a student view. But what you're going to do is you would click View Assignment. Then you would see your instructions. Now, over on the right-hand side on yours, it's not on mine, but on the right-hand side of yours, there is a private comments box. And at the top is Add or Create. You're going to choose Add or Create, and you're going to create a Google Doc. You're going to write your 3 to 5 sentence response on that Google Doc. After you finish, you're going to close that document, and it will take you back to this assignment. You will see that that document is attached to the assignment already, and you click Mark as Done. Now, in your case, because there's already a grade on it, you're going to click Resubmit because you got to get your grade changed. Does that make sense? So then after you click Resubmit, it'll say, do you really want me to mark this as done? And you're going to say yes. So do that. Before I move on, are there any questions on how to complete and turn in a reflection? You know how to create a document. You know how to submit the assignment. All right, next. The assignments that are Cyber Literacy Chapters 1, 2, and 3, or the Cyber Patriot Unit 0. These all work the same way, so pay attention to this one. For the text notes and key terms, you have a PDF file that you can look at. Here's your key terms. Remember, they are not in alphabetical order, but they are in the order that you find them in the document that you're reading. So you would have to define those and take notes. Keep in mind you have a PowerPoint that goes with it that's a little more concise in its information. That means it's just a little more straightforward and you can pick it out easier. What you will do here, you will do something similar to your reflection. You will add or create a Google Doc. You will type your definitions. You will take notes on this. You can copy and paste. You can take pictures, whatever, but you're going to take notes and put them on that document as well. When you're done, you close the document. It takes you back to your instructions, and the document should already be attached to the assignment. If it is not, you'll need to find it. But if you create it when you open the assignment, it will already be attached, and all you have to do is click Mark as Done. Or in your case, because there's grades on everything, Resubmit. The activity 1. These are activities and quizzes. They all work the same. You click on the link. You begin with Google. You choose whatever address you want to use. I'm choosing whatever address I want. You choose your school email. All right. It opens up the document. You answer the questions. You put your name on it. When you're done, you click the word Submit. When I submit it, it's going to score it for me, but I didn't answer anything, so I'm going to have a 0. Now that I'm done with it and I know that I made a 0 on it, I will close it. I will go back to the assignment, view the assignment, and on the right-hand side, remember we said you got your Google Doc or your private comments box over there? You use the private comment box, and in that box, you write your score. I would put a 0. I would submit that comment. Some of you are putting the comments, I bet, and you're not clicking the little arrow to submit it. If you don't send that comment, it's not going to keep it, even if you submit the assignment. So some of you are doing that. The other thing is this: be honest with me about your scores. I will reset that thing if you're not happy with the grade. But if you lie to me about your score, let's say you make a 35 on it and you tell me you made an 80, that's lying. That's academic dishonesty. It's cheating. And I will record a 0 and you won't get a redo. But you tell me you made a 35 on that, and you could even type a note. Hey, would you reset this for me so I can try it again? Absolutely. So be honest. After you type that comment, you have to click mark as done or resubmit. Now, if you're redoing it, you're doing it so you can get a better grade, you have to put your comment in for your new grade, and you will have to resubmit it again. It's like turning it in again. It's like taking that test, correcting it, and handing it back to me again to look at it again and raise your grade. Same principle. Let's see. I don't think there are any other kinds of assignments on here that you need to worry too much about. They all work the same way. The student survey is not for a grade. Remember, I asked you to take care of that for someone else. These other quizzes are the same types of activities that we just talked about. All right, these right here, these 5 assignments: save my Google Voice number, join the Remind, syllabus receipt, cell phone policy, student information form. These are things I told you that you needed to do at home. They also say to type me a note, please send a text, and they give you some other information there on that one. To join the Remind, they tell you how to do that. The syllabus receipt, cell phone policy, and all of these, you have to have your parents help you answer some of these. And then they say when you have completed and submitted the form, that's you've clicked on the Google form and you've done that, type a message in the private comments box here that says, I've completed and submitted the form, turn it in. That means mark it as done or resubmit it. And I'm going to ask you, if you haven't done that already, you need to do so, and I will take a look for those things and I will change those grades. On Google Classroom, you have a 0 if you didn't do this. And no, I'm not going to go back and I'm not going to look through 180 people on that form to try to find you. You have to tell me that you did it. It's the same thing again. Turn it in and then I will go find it. Or better yet, do it again so that it's at the bottom of the list where it's easier to find. Again, I put 0s in Google Classroom for these. I will not put 0s in PowerSchool for these, but if you completed them and I have the information and your parents helped you and did all that good stuff, you get an extra 100. So that's worth 5 100s that will boost your grade. I don't see any other different types of assignments here. I did tell you that we would do the redemption assignment. I would give that to you tomorrow. I am not giving it to you today because I want you to actually do this work first. And I firmly believe that the problem is many of you did it, but you just didn't turn it in, or you didn't know how to turn it in, but now you do. And we're going to leave this video up so that you know how to do that anytime. Before I stop recording this, are there any questions that you have? Because those questions might be helpful to someone else as well. Are there any questions you have about how to do an assignment, submit an assignment, resubmit an assignment, or just generally turn anything in? Any questions? Or how to find your work? Do you feel like you know where your assignments are? Do you know how to check them to see what you need to do? And remember, they're grayed out, so you have to look at the grades. You can go to the top of that Classwork tab and click View My Work or View Your Work, and it'll show you. Don't mess with any assignments that are dated after the end of September. We're not doing those right now. We're only working on August and September assignments. They are all under the tab that says assignments due for marking period 1. You are still getting full credit for turning these in until 3 o'clock on Thursday. After that, we need to finalize things. I want everything done on Friday morning. I'm going to be able to tell you what your grade is. The redemption assignment I will give you tomorrow. It will be worth as much as 100 points for a test grade. And if you complete it and do reasonably well on it, I will also replace any 50s with 70s, because remember those 50s should have been zeros, and I told you I'd replace zeros. Are there any questions? Does everyone understand? All right, you guys were amazing. Thank you so much. You listened so well.